problem in the market. Most credit card gateways or payment systems don't help you deal with onboarding and terms, but to payment. They are connected. You can't do them in disconnection. If you've got payment issues here, it's normally because you've got contractual onboardment issues up here. You haven't got terms in place. So they are interconnected. And Pencil's the only program I've ever worked with in this space that's doing something different. They're helping with the onboardment and terms, and then the collection and connecting them together and controlling the workflow the way through, which is highly important this day and age. I'm Rob from Integration Kings. We're a software implementation business. We work with clients globally. Currently, we're a team of 14. We're based out of Brisbane, Melbourne, and the Philippines. And the type of work and the clients we focus on heavily are inventory-oriented businesses, which might have some type of workflow issue in their business around processes and software. So it tends to be, hey, I've got an accounting issue, or my stock's not valued correctly. There's some type of issue they've got, and that's where we help, and then we help with other elements of their businesses. So the main industries and verticals that we work in, a lot of our clients that we work with are either manufacturers, so we're helping them with the manufacturing workflows, and then they might sell either to a wholesaler, or they might sell to a distributor, or they might sell direct to consumer. We then have another group of clients who don't even manufacture the product, they just buy product and distribute it or sell it direct to consumer. So the one thing they all have in common is they're dealing with inventory, whether they're right at the start manufacturing it or they're just moving it through their business. They've all got very similar workflow issues, and they're the type of clients we work with. We do have one other spectrum, which tends to be professional services, but the bulk of our volume are inventory-oriented clients. The types of software we support for clients, we work with Sin7 Core is our main IMS or inventory management platform we work with. We help clients with accounting platforms through Xero and Intuit. We do back-end web store cleanup work on Shopify and other e-commerce and web portals to make sure inventory runs properly. We work with PencilPay. We also work with a number of accounting payroll systems, expense automation tools, reporting tools. So safe to say we implement about 20 different platforms with clients. And then we work with another 100+ vendors outside of that we just introduce people to and make sure they're aware of how that platform would resolve a pain point in their business. So a bit of background around our relationship with Sin7 and Sin7 Core. So I've personally been working with Sin7 Core, or previously known as Deer Systems, all the way back to the early days of around, I think the first bit of work we did was 2014. Prior to that, I was implementing and working a lot with Unleashed. So I've always worked in the inventory sort of ecosystem. I got a demo of Deer Systems back then. Being a chartered accountant, I was like, yes, this system ticks off all the things I want to see around accounting workflows. So we started implementing clients way back then. Since then, we are really, as a business, we're really heavily involved in a strategic partnering with Core. We help clients onboard, set up, and integrate all types of applications into Sin7 Core. And we also work directly with the team at Sin7 Core on providing feedback on the needs of our customer base. We manage, at the moment, around 200 customers on Sin7 Core. And if an issue came up with one customer, we can nearly 9 times out of 10 identify if that same feature request is across the rest of our customers or a group of customers. So we can put that forward to Sin7 to say, hey, this would be a good feature to build. It's going to suit this customer profile that we've got. So we do work pretty hands-on with the team at Sin7, but we do that the same with all other applications we work with in the market, because without doing that, we never get better product and we don't make our customers' lives more easy. So they might be using Sin7 B2B portal, or they might be using a Shopify portal, and that will be then sitting on top of Sin7 Core, running all the inventory management, and then that will then push into their accounting file being on Intuit or Xero. So typically we'll help with that whole structured deployment, like deploying those different apps and making sure they're running efficiently. Once that's running efficiently, we'll then circle back and help with things like demand planning or, dashboard reporting over the top of those couple of apps. But initially, it's getting the main ecosystem running right first. So you've got your finger on the pulse and you can scale out. And Pencil's a big part of that. They connect in around Sin 7 and Xero to make sure we're spot on with onboarding people on account, and we're chasing and making sure people are sticking to our terms, because that's a big issue that affects your cash flow. From our end, we've been working with Pencil for almost 5 years. I feel like it's getting close to 5 years. At our end, we'll simply identify that the client has customers on account and there's probably not a great data control or way of pursuit. We'll then facilitate an introduction to PencilPay with a bit of background information about the customer's pain points and the stack of solutions they're already running, and a bit of guidance. And then the team at PencilPay will connect with the client, do a full demo, and then help hands-on with the deployment of Pencil so they can get it up and running and start to use it correctly, which makes a big difference to the debtor days and the collections of payments off customers. Most of our customers are really pleased to report to us after the fact that Pencil came in and they grabbed another 80K that we didn't know that we were outstanding, but we're having trouble chasing initially. And then from there, once they settle into Pencil, Pencil makes a big difference because they have their fingers on the pulse around their debtors, and they're onboarding people and making sure their terms are abided by. There's nothing worse than doing a handshake agreement with someone saying, here's an account, it's 20K spend limit, it's on a 30-day account, and then you find out, hang on, he's actually going to pay me in 70 days, and he doesn't care that we put that contract in place. I think we should be enforcing our terms with customers. The main reason personally, I invested in working with Pencil, is because I could see a big problem in the market. Most credit card gateways or payment systems don't help you deal with onboarding and terms right to payment. They are connected. You can't do them in disconnection. If you've got payment issues here, it's normally because you've got contractual onboardment issues up here and you haven't got terms in place. So they are interconnected. And Pencil's the only program I've ever worked with in this space that's doing something different. They're helping with the onboardment and terms, and then the collection and connecting them together and controlling the workflow the way through, which is highly important this day and age. Currently with Sin 7 Core, Pencil is, to my knowledge, the only provider that has built a feature with the ability to send out a quote and call it a pro forma invoice and collect money up front, and then actually treating it as deferred income with Sin 7 and Xero and QuickBooks correctly. So you can collect on a quote or a pro forma invoice by a credit card. You can collect money, but not recognize it as income, recognize it as income in advance on the balance sheet. And then when you finally dispatch the product and raise a finalized invoice, when you do dispatch the product, the other system, being Sin 7, will kick in and get it correct in Xero and into it. Now, Pencil also helps you if you don't want to do a pro forma invoice or quote, and you just send out an ordinary invoice and you've already dispatched the goods, collecting on your terms. So in that case, it's treated as income because you've dispatched the goods. One of the main things that we've unearthed when doing our review piece with customers, and one of the things I always ask is, how is credit card details handled in your business? Now, I get really itchy when I hear, oh Rob, we've got this notebook over here and we write down the details of the card, and then when the customer makes an order, we punch it into an EFTPOS terminal. It's a big concern about, from my perspective, because you're handling the credit card details, you know the card detail of your customer, you're probably breaching PCI compliance rules in that space. And you should actually be putting in a system like Pencil where the customer can give you their card details, but you never see them, and it's encrypted on file. It's basically tokenized. And then when you get an invoice, you can use the token to charge and collect the money, but you never know their card details because that's a big risk for your business. You want to steer clear of knowing someone's credit card details, because the last thing you want happening in this day and age is the credit card gets hacked, you were the last person they gave it to, and then your head's on the cutting block. So that's why even if someone rang me up in my business and said, "Hey Rob, I want to pay your bill. Can you take credit card?" I'll go, "Yes. There's a secure link on my invoice. You can click on that. You can key your card details. I want nothing to do with touching your card details because I don't want to be accused if it went wrong." So that's how I have always dealt with business, and I think it's the safer way which we should be moving. The main outcomes clients see from working with Pencils, or our clients see, is reduced debtor days, better control on account onboardment, and greater understanding of their cash flow and making sure people are paid on time. We've been running regular webinars with the team at Pencil, and the webinars are focused more on cash flow, data collection, and how you're dealing and interacting with your clients around terms. And I think they're critical and that they're good for our customers. The main thing is for our customers to understand trends that are going on in the market from what Pencil provides, and cash flow trends as well. So Pencil does a lot of research on industry data to understand what's going on in especially the wholesale market or manufacturing market in Australia, and helps us present on what's going on currently and how important it is to either refine your data collection process to keep ahead of your competitors, or other trends and changes that are coming in the payment space. So they are important. I think it's a good value add that Pencil helps us with those sessions and puts them on for our customer base, just to get a bit of free knowledge about what's going on in this space around payments or debtor days, and what do the industry standards look like. The best way to get in contact with Integration Kings is to jump on our website. There's an information, inquiry contact form. Fill that out. We'll then email back a booking link to normally book a 30-minute Zoom session with myself. Yes, you have to put up with myself, but basically you'll come along for a chat. We'll chat about your current issues in your business. Could be a process issue, could be a tech stack issue, it could be you have no tech stack and you're just pulling your hair out. We'll basically talk through that, and then we'll talk through our methodology and our approach. And then normally from that, most clients will then move into a review with us, and then we'll analyze everything and help them with strategy and deployment. So typically we'll go for that. Now, if in that initial meeting, we have a chat and that identify that, hey, I can't help you. 9 times out of 10, there's someone in the industry that I know pretty well that I can connect you with that will be able to resolve that pain point. And so I've helped clients in that way as well, where in that initial 30 minutes, we unearthed that they might be working with a particular platform. The platform's actually a good platform, but they just need assistance in getting the most out of it. So I normally connect them with partners and vendors I know in the industry that can help them get that out of that platform.